Hey kids, it's Mr. Fly here, hope you're well. I'm out and about on another glorious summer's day on the big old 2018 Suzuki GSXR1000R, a bike that I'm very glad to say I've been borrowing for the last few days, and I'm starting to get to know the bike. So what I'm going to do in this video is give you the top 5 things that I love about the Suzuki GSXR1000R. So number 5 on my list then of the top 5 things I love about the Suzuki GSXR1000R, and that is not something that's very exciting actually for a sports bike, but it's something that's very practical if you're in the market for buying something like this, and that is its value for money, its price. It comes in, according to the website, at just shy of £16,300, and for a top-of-the-line sports bike that makes it extremely competitive. If you compare it to things like the BMW S1000RR, the Yamaha R1 SP, those bikes are way more expensive. So in terms of value for money, given what you get with this, the clever variable valve timing, the electronics package, everything that goes with the bike, it actually comes out as excellent value for money. So that's number 5 on my list. It's just the price of the bike and the value for money it offers. Top marks to Suzuki for that. So it looks like I've got myself an impromptu motorcycle convoy here, complete with some traffic ahead, so I think what I'll do is take a little detour in an attempt to lose these people, because I don't want them to get in the way of play. Oh, more traffic, the bane of the southeast. Anyway, to number 4 on my list, the top 5 things I love about the GSXR1000R. Number 4 on the list I can demonstrate now, and that is, in case you didn't spot it, the tremendous quick shifter and auto blipper on the bike. It's one of the extra features that the R version gets over the standard GSX-R1000, and it really is a lovely piece of kit. Now, it's hard to justify a quick shifter when you're just a road rider, isn't it? I mean, great on the track, gives you a faster getaway and so on, but they're just so nice to ride with. It does make the whole ease of riding that much better, and that's one of the things that, another thing that I love about the bike actually, is the ease of riding. It's just not a difficult bike to ride. And that quick shifter, let's see where I go again, is absolutely beautiful. And the auto blipper on the downshift works really well as well. You do of course have to have the bike under a bit of load when you use it, but that's the case with all quick shifters, or pretty much all quick shifters that I've ever used. And Suzuki, as I say, I've done a particularly nice implementation on this. So that's number 4 on my list of the top 5 things I love about the Suzuki GSXR1000R. That's this brilliant quick shifter and auto blipper. Really nice implementation of it. Just adds to the overall ease of use of the bike. Love it. So to number 3 on my top 5 list then. And that's something that sports bikes are just brilliant at that, and this one is no exception. In fact, it's particularly good at it, which is why it makes my list. Number 3 on my list of the top 5 things I love about the Suzuki GSXR1000R is its handling. It being a sports bike, it just goes where you point it. Barely any input into the bars on these sort of little sweeping bends. Absolutely beautiful. You kind of think where you want to go, and the bike goes there. Nothing skittish about the GSX-R1000 either, because it's physically quite a big bike. It kind of stays where you put it, and I like that. It's nice and stable in the turns. It doesn't all bump and, you know, slide around in the corners like some bikes I've ridden. Handling on this is beautiful, so that makes number 3 on my list of the top 5 things I love about the GSX-R1000R. And that is its brilliant handling. Oh, cyclists everywhere. So happens that cyclists enjoy exactly the same roads as us bikers enjoy. And this is one of my favourite Saturday morning blasts. Sadly, all the cyclists think the same. Never mind. I'm sure we can share the roads. Crikey, I've come over all nice suddenly. It must be something to do with the bike. So anyway, we're on to the serious stuff now, to number 2 on my list of the top 5 things I love about the Suzuki GSXR1000R. And that is the absolutely beautiful buttery smooth 4-cylinder engine. Now, I'm always impressed when I ride 4-cylinder engine bikes because I own 4 motorcycles myself, none of which have 4 cylinders. So I'm used to twins and triples and singles, which you know, by their very nature are a bit more lumpy. So whenever I jump on a 4-cylinder bike, it just amazes me how lovely and smooth they are to ride. And this one in particular as well, it's a beautiful engine. It's got some very clever technology on it that Suzuki have gleaned from their MotoGP experience, in particular the variable valve timing, which works in a mechanical way as opposed to electronics, where it actually flings ball bearings out on a sort of spiral guide which actually adjusts the valve timing physically. It's very cleverly done, but all that adds up to a very easy, smooth ride. So that's number 2 on my list of the top 5 things I love about the Suzuki GSXR1000R. It's smooth, creamy 4-cylinder engine. It's lovely to ride with, nice and easy, it sounds brilliant and goes really well. So to number 1 on my list then. It's time for the big one, and again this may be a little bit disappointing to hardcore sports bike fans, but to those of us who've maybe later years, it might be good news to you. Because number 1 on my list, cue that drum roll, is the size and comfort of the bike. For a sports bike, it's physically quite large. Now, I'm not a very big bloke. I'm 5'8" and take medium in most clothes. And the bike to me feels quite sizable, much bigger than other sports bikes that I've ridden. And what that means is you can actually move around on the bike quite a lot, stretch out, and it makes it quite comfortable. So if you're a bigger chap or lady and you like sports bikes but you find them all a bit cramped, then the GSXR1000R is definitely worth a try for you, because it's got a big old seat pad on it which you can move around on, and really, you know, you can really lay down on the bike if you want to. It's absolutely fantastic. For a sports bike on a comfort point of view, you can even sit upright pretty much on it and take a bit of a break. So that's number 1 on my list of the top 5 things I love. And don't flame me for it, I know it's not exciting. It's just the size and comfort of the GSXR1000R. It makes a bike that otherwise you might think is a pain to ride actually very easy to ride. Look, I can sit upright pretty much on it, and it's not a problem at all. So well done Suzuki for keeping sports bikes in the frame for us older fellas and those of us with aging hips and shoulders. I'm really starting to gel with this bike now. When I rode the standard bike about a year ago, I thought it was a lovely machine, and again I was just struck by the value of it, because it's just a enormously performant machine, 200 horsepower. It goes without saying that the bike goes like stink. But the actual ease of living with this bike has been quite something. You know, it's very easy to ride, it's not intimidating in any way. You can poodle around town if you want to. Here I am at 18 miles an hour, no jerky throttle, fueling's lovely on the bike. When sports bikes go, it's almost a do anything bike. So there we have it, I'm off to enjoy a bit of a longer ride on this amazing machine, on this absolutely beautiful day in Buckinghamshire. Hope that's been of some interest to you. I look forward to speaking to you next time. Until then, this has been the Mr. Flyer. Cheerio.